everyone's having a great day. I'm sure everyone's excited for the Great Moon Gathering that's starting tomorrow. So Wachier, my name is Hope Koosees, and I am the Indigenous Recruiter and Pathways Navigator at Northern College. My spirit name is Eagle Woman. I'm very culturally involved with my culture, obviously. I am from Attawapiskat First Nation. However, I grew up in Moosonee, Ontario, where I graduated from Northern Lights Secondary School. So it's nice to see some familiar names and faces in our session today. I'm very curious as to where everyone is reporting from. So if you guys are welcome to chat in the chat box or take off your mic and just say I'm from Moosonee or Attawapiskat or Cache and wherever.
I'll start. I'm Willard Small. I'm studying at the Moose Factory Northern College Access Center, but I live in Moosonee.
Hi, my name is Joseph Nakogee. I'm the student advisor at the Northern College Timmins campus, and I am coming from my living room. As you can tell in the back, very rustic, very crossing.
Hi, Hope. It's Angela Tozer, Supervisory Officer, James Bay Lowlands. I'm calling in from Moosonee. Looking forward to your session. And congratulations on your role. Pretty exciting.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mary Brandon. I'm the high school counselor, guidance, as well as teacher in the high school and also special education resource teacher. And I'm in Fort Albany.
Yay. Like I said, I'm the Indigenous Recruiter and Pathways Navigator at Northern College. Just to touch bases in regards of my role, I play two different roles. The first part is the Indigenous Recruiter. It's pretty self-explanatory. I recruit potential students who identify as Indigenous, whether they're First Nation, Métis, or Inuit. And I do want to add on the term that I use, students who identify as Indigenous, was actually a term that was introduced to me when I was working with the district school board in Timmins. That's the one part of as a recruiter. A Pathways Navigator, I assist students with financial applications. So whether if it's OSAP, band funding, or need any assistance with their OCAS, especially with me, I'm also an alumni graduate from Northern. I graduated from the Police Foundations program, which led me to work in the social work field since I graduated and just recently transitioned into Indigenous education. So it's definitely a learning curve for me, but like always, I'm always full of resiliency and just have that attitude, I guess you could say. But anyways, before we sidetrack, going back, I also assist students with navigating supportive services. So you may wonder like why I do that. Think of it as a medicine wheel. When students who identify as Indigenous that come to Northern College, I navigate services for them within the campus and communities. I basically ensure that students are supported in all aspects. That's academically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. So yeah. And the last part, not the last part, but the next point is that I also do a lot of partnerships and collaborations with First Nation communities. So there's a wider range of communities that I support, whether if it's the ones with school boards, education authorities, and other related organizations. And lastly, I am also an APSIP member. If you don't know what the acronym for that is, basically it's the Aboriginal Post-Secondary Information Program. A little bit about that is that other Indigenous recruiters like myself, we all come together and we obviously plan events throughout the recruitment season. And especially this year, everything's done virtually. So if you guys want any information in regards of any APSIT member, you're always welcome to connect with me. I will have my contact information sometime in this slide. So yeah, when it comes to post-secondary, before we begin, I want you to think about our students. So many students within our region, the deadline for colleges or university application is fast approaching. Students are trying to decide what to do when they leave high school. So this is where I would have some of your participation. If you like, you're welcome to talk, open up your mic or talk in the chat. And my question is, what are the factors play a role in a student's choice of colleges? I can give one example. So especially when I was a student, the one thing that I looked at was location. Where was the college located? Because I came from a small community called Attawapasket. I moved away because my parents wanted me to get a better education, which led me to Northern Lights. And then college was, my mindset was, okay, the farther I go, the better education I can get. So location could be one of them. Does anyone want to add on to what other factors play in a role in a student's choice of college?
I'm Carmen Tozer. I'm the guidance counselor here at Northern Lights. I was actually Hope's guidance counselor when she was a student here. And I've been in this position now since I think 2012. And prior to that, I was at Dolores Teaching Composite School in Moose Factory for a number of years. I found a lot of our students that are going off to post-secondary. One of the things we do really encourage them is to really consider our northern schools. Just that we find that a lot of students have more access to supports and family if they're in communities such as Timmins or Sudbury or North Bay. And I think the vast majority of our students really take that as a factor. And in addition, a lot of them have friends. Right now, for instance, I have a group of 6 students in our grade 12 class that are all decided to head off to Laurentian together so that they can help support each other when they're out there. So often I think location, as Hope said, is a very crucial factor for many of our students.
Hi, Lorraine Sutherland here. You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm the Special Education Resource Coordinator at DDEX here in Moose Factory, but I'm also from Attawapasket First Nation. One of the things that I would like to share is, our community-based programs as well, just like the previous speaker had mentioned. That's where I got my start in education, was through the Aboriginal Teacher Education Program, and it was offered here in Moose Factory actually. So that for me was a very, very important thing to consider, because I didn't have to leave home, from Attawapasket for long periods of time. It was only after I, graduated from the program that I started, considering post-secondary institutions away from the territory.
Awesome. That's awesome to hear. I see that Christina put in funding, interest, access to bridging programs, and distant from home. So
I just wanted to share my story. I'm a graduate as well as a Northern Lights 1988, and I just wanted to get out of town. I never got to see the community where I applied. I applied at Northern, but back then my friends were in North. And that's one of the things that students will tell you. And to me, it was just one big party. So that's one of the things that I tell students too, like make sure you have the support, like not factors like that would, alter your schooling. And that's what it did. I ended up not going to school for 10 years after that. And all low jobs, and they were good jobs, but they were all you could tell that I was better than that. And so I went back to Northern College in Moosonee through Contact North, and that's where I met Willard. And So that's one of the factors that the young people want to do, and they want to just go to a place where there's friends. It's good to have support like that, but there's certain friends that are just there to party, and that was my mistake. And I went back to school in my 30s, so sometimes you have to tell them the the dangers too, like that transition from the small town to the big city. So I felt alone out there, and so that's one of the things I tell people when I used to be on the apprenticeship tour. Find a place where it's got a residence. That's one good thing that young people, I always try to tell them that when they come here to Timmins campus, like stay at the residence. You're only 5 minutes away, a quick little walk to the college. Anyways, that's my little story.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Joe. So in regards of everyone else, I wanted to add on, it's also about where your family and friends are located as well. So, the student life, community, what program selections there are, along with whether they want to attend college or university. So yeah.
I'll just want to share too a little bit, if I can.
Yes, go for it, Willard.
But yeah, I'm Willard Small. I work at the Moosonee Campus, Northern College, Indigenous Advisor. Over the years that I've been there, the students that do come through or students that decide to go far, I want to go to school far from here. And, some of them may go to Barrie or whatever. And this is, I speak from experience because students have contacted me from Barrie that are from Moosonee Moose Factory and say, after their first semester, and say, I'm too far from home. I'm lonely. I thought it'd be good and this and that. But, is there a program there that I can come home to? There's something similar that I'm taking here where I can come home. So that's one of the things that I've seen over the years that I've been here. And on occasion, we can accommodate that if the program's been offered at a Moosonee Moose Factory location. Or, Timmins would be the next closest option. But those are just some of the things that, especially the ones that come out of right out of high school and say, oh yeah, I want to go big city, big school, and this and that, and then the support is having family nearby is not easily accessible. But that's one of the things that I've seen or experienced with students coming to that want to go back to, I want to go seek education really in a far distance. But I think they end up coming closer to home, either here or any of the northern colleges, as Carmen mentioned, or even Northern College. All right. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. I see that someone made a really good point that there's no place like home. So, which leads me on to the next topic, why Northern College? So at Northern College, we offer over 75 full-time, part-time, certificate, diplomas, and apprenticeship programs. And along with, over 200 pathway opportunities with the various universities in Ontario. Thirdly, I should say, we have specialized learning facilities for our state-of-the-art equipment. You're going to notice that I'll be saying a lot of state-of-the-art. Because of these learning facilities that we have at Northern Colleges within all of our campuses, having these state-of-the-art equipment will enhance our learners, especially to those that are hands-on learners. And fourthly, I should say, is small classroom environments. Especially for me, when I was a student a few years, not like back in 2018, but anyways, I came from a community where it was small knitted. We knew everyone from their first name to where they lived to where they worked. That was living in a small community was like. So when I came to Northern, it was an easy transition for me because I was already used to the smaller environment. which leads me on to the next thing is that Northern College students are known by staff, meaning you're able to develop those relationships with our instructors, our coordinators, the support staff, anyone that's a Northern College employee. You're viewed as a person. You're not just viewed as a student number. So that was one of the things that I really liked about being at Northern, was that it was like I was home. That I can just put in those simple terms. And lastly, at Northern College, we offer a lot of field placement, job placement opportunities with all of our programs at Northern. And you may ask, what programs do we offer? So with the programs, we have our business, office administration, and law clerk, along with community services, engineering, technology, and trades, health sciences and emergency services, veterinarian sciences, and our welding, engineering, technology, and lastly, our apprenticeship programs. So our School of Business Office Administration programs are available at most of our campuses, and especially distant learning opportunities through Contact North or e-learning. So to those that are wanting to stay home, they can always have those opportunities to do so. So community services are all about helping each other, encouraging, empowering. So our programs are available at most of our campuses. And again, along with distant learning opportunities. Most of our community services program offers a lot of clinical practice labs and field work placement. So there's a lot of hands-on, you're interacting with potential employers as well. And lastly, we have a partnership with Algoma University. So we provide our SSW and ECE graduates with an opportunity to pursue an undergrad degree. Whew. So just in case if you don't know what SSW and ECE is, it's basically our social services workers program and our early child education, sorry. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. Before I forget, you're also eligible to register with the Ontario College of Social Worker and Social Service Worker. So our School of Engineering, Technology, and Trades. So we have many trades programs like millwright, automotive, and heavy equipments are offered at our Timmins campus. Those are typically 2-year programs. Our engineering, technology, trade programs are recognized as meeting the academic requirements for certification through the Ontario Association of Certified Engineering Technician and Technology. So we do offer engineering technology and mining engineering technician programs, and to those that do successfully graduate, they're eligible to enroll with Queen's University. Likewise, very similar with our welding engineering technology programs. It is located at our Kirkland Lake campus, so it is the home to our School of Welding. We have many programs such as our welding fitters, our welding fitters is a certificate program, as well. Likewise, for our welding engineering is an advanced diploma, which is a 3-year of study, and along with the environmental, water, and wastewater. So with our welding engineering technology programs, we are recognized. We are an authorized and training body for the International Institution of Welding through this CWB. Yeah. And as well as our apprenticeship program, students that are looking to do apprentice have that opportunity at Northern College. So with that, we offer the automotive service technician program, the electrical program, along with carpentry, and lastly, millwright. So you may want to know what are the highlights about our apprenticeship programs. Our apprenticeship programs train to meet the needs of the new emerging trades and occupations. you are able to earn while you learn. And along with experience integrated hands-on training into the classroom, which is designed and supported by the industry. So moving to our next topic is health sciences and emergency services. So we have the Bachelor's of Science in Nursing offered at our Timmins campus, along with a 2-year medical lab technician, our 2-year practical nursing, and our 1-year certificate PSW, which is the personal support worker program. And as well, most recently with our emergency services, we are the home of our integrated emergency services complex, where all of our emergency services students are taught here and alongside with all the working active service providers. Moving on to our veterinary sciences. So our veterinary science programs are offered at our Haileybury campus only. We have our certificate programs, animal grooming, vet assistance, such as like our diplomas, veterinary technician, wildlife rehabilitation, and companion animal rehabilitation. We are the only college in the North that offers these programs. And I do want to remind you that it is very highly competitive. So to those students that are interested, they got to apply before February 1st. With that, we have a state-of-the-art facility. We have a veterinary science center featuring our lab equipment, an underwater treadmill, and animal living facilities where they are taken care of. Our Northern Training Division is located at our Timmins campus. The Northern Training Division provides short-term training opportunities such as obtaining your AZ and DZ license. We have the Common Core and upgrading programs, along with any mining programs such as the Diamond Drill Assistance and many more opportunities that we have here.
Can I jump in on there? We offer first aid CPR as well, train the trainer, supervisory, the medical use that for phlebotomy, all that extra little courses. A lot of companies in our area use that training division. It's an excellent training. We've got excellent trainers, and yeah, it's a big part of Northern College.
Nice. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Thank you very much. We have 4 campuses. We have the Moosonee Campus. We have the Timmins Campus. We have the Kirkland Lake and Haileybury. So I believe that we have Diane Ryder here. I would like her to speak a little more in regards of the Moosonee Campus and what's offered there. What are the things that are going on?
Good afternoon, everyone. I guess a little bit about the Moosonee Campus. We've had some changes to the Moosonee Campus in the last 3 years. We have opened up what we call our access centers in each of the communities of Saskatchewan, Fort Albany, and Attawapiskat. So we have physical locations in each one of those communities, including Moose Factory. So our Moosonee Campus now delivers what we call community-based programming. And community-based programming is very similar to the conversation when I first signed in. I could hear everyone talking about the importance of students being successful or not being so successful sometimes when they have to leave home and wanting to come and return back home and continue their studies. So with our community-based programming, we encourage students to stay in their communities to do their programs. And so over the last 2 years, we've developed some unique programming in which we call pathways. And so we've built, we have 2 pathways programs. One is the Pathway to Health programs, which incorporates pre-health components within it, as well as Indigenous components. So it's a blend of an Indigenous format and an Indigenous delivery. And we also just developed another one, which was the Indigenous skills trades. And that one will launch September of 2022. And so with those two pathway programs, these two programs are to help students transition into either health programs or into skills trades programs. And part of delivering these programs, we put in components that help students transition to centers in the South. So whether that is Timmins or further south, part of these programs have the transition components within them. The pre-health sciences or the Indigenous Pathways to Health Sciences program we did, the students went to the Timmins campus 1 week per semester. And during that 1 week that they were on the Timmins campus, they were studying, they were taking courses, and they were getting introduced to services and staff that were down there, so that the transition for them was much less when they did head down to enroll or to register into programs in the South. So in addition to that, we also are encouraging the students to stay in their communities to study. And so one program we actually just started, it's quite new for us in this format, not new to us in delivery, but definitely in this format, is the paramedic program. We just started a community-based paramedic program. That program got off the ground on January the 18th. We have 15 students in it, and they are studying, we have students in Cache, Albany, Attawapskat, Moose Factory, Moosonee, and in Constance Lake. All studying the 2-year paramedic program right now. Going forward, listening and hearing from our communities, they definitely want Northern College to stay on the pathway of bringing more health programs into their communities, as well as skills trades. And also they want us to also start to offer in the community service area, especially in the mental health and addiction area, as well as in the education area of school supports. So over the next couple of years, you'll probably start to see the Moosonee Campus in our community-based programs starting to offer out more programming in those areas. And I think that's all I have to cover.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Diane, for joining us. Yay. So we're going to talk about the other campuses just briefly. I am keeping track of the time. I see that. So awesome. So with our Timmins campus, it is our main campus. So we just talked about this. We are the home to Northern Training Division, Common Core and Upgrading, and along with the Center of Excellence for our Trades and Technology program. The Center of Excellence is almost an area for students to learn the hands-on skills and the knowledge within their programs. It is one of Northern College's newest training facility. Just like I've spoken about, it's the newest training facility. We have the Innovation and Research Hub on site for those that are studying technology and trades. And like I mentioned earlier, we have the Integrated Emergency Service Building. Moving forward, we have our Kirkland Lake campus. I did mention this earlier. All of our welding technology, our welding programs are located on site with our Kirkland Lake campus. So to those that are wanting to learn more about welding, this is where we offer it. Our welding programs are recognized in 56 countries with North America's Institution of Welding. We have specific programs in our welding programs that you can become certified internationally or locally across Canada, like I said, internationally. And as well as we have the state-of-the-art water treatment facility on site. So to those that are studying the environmental water waste and system operation, this is where you would study as well. We also have an applied research on site with Materials Joining Innovation Center, who is also our partners. Haileybury, it's the home to our veterinary and science programs. Just continue clicking through, Lynn. We have practical nursing that's offered every 2 years at our Haileybury campus, SSW and personal support workers. And as well as our Haileybury School of Mines. It was built in 1912, so there's a lot of history within our campuses. And we're also recognized internationally when it comes to mining, especially those taking the instrumentation and control program. So, residents. We have 2 residents within Northern College. We have one at our Timmins campus. Both of them are located on site, Timmins and Haileybury. So at the Timmins campus, it's pretty straightforward. There's 103 single rooms, 12 suites, and 4 double rooms. Each room includes a private bathroom, so you don't have to worry about sharing bathrooms, thank goodness. We also have fully furnished rooms with desks, a single bed, a built-in closet, and a mini fridge. If you were lucky like me, I got a microwave, so I was able to make some hot pockets on the weekends. And lastly, it's a common shared kitchen. You get a coin-operated laundry. I put coin-operated because I'm being very transparent. I had to find out the hard way and go get more loonies and nickels and quarters. And anyways, that was it. And we have a lounge area. So with our Haileybury, it's a townhouse design, so that means that you are rooming with 3 other people. It's an in-suite laundry, shared accommodations, shared kitchen. And when it comes to the residence fees, it is all inclusive. So that means that the utilities are included. And if you want more information about the residents, feel free to connect with me and I can always point you in the right direction. And lastly, it's fully furnished. So yeah, that's pretty much it for residents. I had stayed at residence myself. So if any students are wanting to know more about it, what they do at residence with social events and so forth. So we have, moving on to our next point, we have our advising services. So right there, our advisors are committed to student success. We connect students with supports and resources for all their academic and personal needs. We offer student life services, accessibility services. And I do want to point out in regards of accessibility, if students that have learning barriers or have IEPs, I do recommend that they have their own copies because we can, the high schools cannot transfer those to the college, so it's the student's responsibility. But anyways, accommodations are made to those. Our advisors meet with those students, identify the barriers, and ensure they are successful in the learning environment. Very similar to our student academic success services, they're the ones that provide basic life skills such as how to do note-taking, time management, organization, and so forth. And lastly, we have our mental health services. They are available at all of our campuses. Students are going to have their days, especially when it comes to exams and midterms. So yeah, and all of these services are available at all our campuses, whether you're on site or online. Lastly, I'm going to have Joe talk about a little bit about Indigenous services. So I hope you like the photo I choose, Joe.
Yes, hello, Wajay, Ane. Yes, Indigenous Services. I've been here now with Northern College Timmins campus for 9 years, and it's one of the best things that's ever happened to me. I told that to Willard there when I graduated there in 2003. I said, Willard, you might have your job someday, or I'm going to have that one in Timmins. I told him, and sure enough, I got it here. And thanks to Diane and Willard and Bob Mack, one of the best things that Northern College ever gave me was an education and a job. Prior to that, I was 10 years Contact North as a program assistant. It was a feel, I guess I couldn't leave. I mean, it's exciting to see students change. Their lives got better. This morning I was in another meeting, and Willard mentioned how one student back in the 90s sat for 2 days, and back then nobody didn't acknowledge him, and we've come a long way from those days, and that's one of the things I do at Northern College. You know, it's always students first, and I'm always out walking the halls, always talking to the students, checking in on them. I treat them like cousins. Indigenous services here at the Timmins campus and all the other campuses, we have our own student councils. We have elders. Today, hearing Miss Sutherland there speak the Cree, I just felt a tinge, like it just felt so, it sounded so sweet just hearing that Cree, and we get students like that, and we have a lot of events that happen that the student council puts on. We connect them to the accessibility, we connect them to the program coordinators. We visit the teachers, like we make sure that, you know, we reach out. Sometimes students don't reach out and it's a little too late. So that's part of my job, is dig, make sure. And I got a pretty good record. There's not too many students who have not succeeded. The ones that didn't succeed were the ones that did not access those services that we have, and it's too late. And those are the ones that, you know, it still hurts today. And some of them did come back, and that's pretty good. That's good that they did. And but it's all about that transition, just making them feel, you know, involved, making them feel at home, and that's what I try to do. And because I know how it feels, that transition is a big thing for me. And I guess I got that from 1985. I went to Kingston. I broke my leg, and my cousin Carmen Tozer was there, and he was going to school. And just that one person, that's all it takes. And that 3 weeks went by fast. And I just want to acknowledge Carmen for that, because seeing a guy going to school like that out there by himself, like that made me change my life. I said, I want to be like him. I said, education is important, and that's all it takes. These students, it's just to see one success story, and that's what I do. I like to share that story, and a lot of stuff that I learned was from Willard, and so I kind of pass that on. And but our Indigenous advisors, yeah, they're the go-to people in there, and that's what we do. And I'm just glad to be part of the Indigenous services.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate everyone coming to this session. You're always welcome to connect with me. I had provided my cell phone and my work email. Feel free to send me a text or shoot me an email in regards of more programs. I'm open to do virtual appointments, a virtual college tour, and anything like that. So that's the end of my presentation. I appreciate everyone coming.